What's up, my fellow weirdos? Fever here. Hope everyone's doing well and not pulling their hair out from the solstice grind. Alright, so in this one I want to go over the exotics that you can earn as a solo player or with a fire team member, because they could potentially be vaulted until a later time when the expansion drops. I will not be covering the raid exotics or the emotes or lore or seals in this one. I'm breaking this up into multiple videos because I know looking at the quest tab can get a little overwhelming sometimes, and this series is geared more towards new light and returning players. So let's get into it, shall we? I'm sure everyone knows by now that Beyond Light is coming November 10th, and if you didn't, surprise! And a bunch of stuff is being vaulted because Destiny is getting too big to run smoothly. More specifically, that stuff is Titan, Mars, Mercury, and Io, along with a bunch of raids, a ton of lost sectors, and I know we're all heartbroken about the sectors, but we will get through this, Guardians. I promise. These exotics are in no specific order except grouped together by planets. I'm using a script for this one so I don't miss anything, but if that does happen, please let me know. Starting off with Titan. The Thorn, last word. You know what? I feel like we should have some intro music for each planet, like some John Cena music or something. Anyways, the Thorn, last word, Ace of Spades, Outbreak Perfected, and the Rat King can potentially be vaulted because we have quests that involve this planet. The Rat King is a sidearm that I think doesn't get enough love, but for it to really shine you need multiple fire team members rocking it as well. To start this, you gotta get the Enemy of My Enemy quest from Sloan on Titan and complete the activities associated with it. The activities aren't too hard, just find a control center, the methane reactor, some terminals, the reactor itself, and then beat up some enemies. You'll get a relic in your primary inventory called the Rat King's Crew, which is 4 riddles that need to be completed by you and a fire team member that has the riddle. I'm not going to name what every riddle is, but the first one means do 3 patrols. I know, epic, right? The second riddle is doing public events, the third riddle is 2 PvP matches, and the fourth riddle is a little trickier. You have to do a specific nightfall with 5 minutes left on the clock, but you only start with 11. There is an elemental burn that keeps rotating, so make sure you and your fire team have all the elements covered. You earn time by killing enemies as fast as possible, so get on it. Next is the Outbreak Perfected. It's a pulse rifle that came over from Destiny 1, and now that I think about it, most of these damn weapons came over from Destiny 1. The Outbreak creates Siva nanite swarms on rapid hits and precision kills. Go get 'em, nanos. You can get this and the catalyst by picking up the Fallen Transponder on Titan, collecting 6 nodes from lost sectors on EDZ and Nessus, then completing the 0 hour mission on normal, and the heroic for catalyst. 0 hour is similar to the Whisper mission with rooms full of enemies, jumping maze, and good old Trevor. And I want to know who hurt the Bungie employee that came up with Trevor, cause that shit scared the hell out of me the first time I met him. Moving on, the Ace of Spades is one of those hand cannons that even if it did suck, which it doesn't, is still cool because of who's tied to it and the badass sound it makes. To get this weapon, you have to complete the Forsaken campaign, do a bunch of killing in Gambit, Strikes, Crucible, and then find Cade stash locations on Io. After doing all that, you have to complete a mission called Ace in the Hole on Titan, and just so you know, the weapon is absolutely worth it. Next on the list is Thorn. The Thorn, it dominated PvP for a very long time back in its day. It's a lot tamer now, but it's still a great option in the Crucible. And if you have some free time or just taking a shit, I recommend you read the lore on it. Did I really just say that in the video? Yeah, we're leaving it. To get this beautiful weapon, you have to go find the camp on EDZ, talk to Banshee, then complete activities on planets and kill specific guardians in Crucible, or complete specific activities on planets such as the Blind Well or Escalation Protocol. The quest will tell exactly what to do and in what order. After that, just get kills in Crucible with a Void or hand cannons. And if you want to do some big brain plays, use a Void hand cannon. Then complete the Savathun Strike. The Savathun Strike is a little harder and it has 2 knights that spawn towards the end. You have to kill them before you kill Savathun. Next is the Last Word, which is a fanfire favorite. Say that fast. And once again, a Destiny 1 weapon. I have never seen anyone use this gun outside of PvP, and if you do, you're pretty freaking weird. You probably fit right in on this channel. Just saying. The quest can be picked up at the Drifter. He'll give you an object that looks like a lumpy sweet potato. It's the start of a long 5-step quest. The quests are called the Cleansing, which is killing Hive, Hive bosses, and Hive with solar damage. The Temptation might be a little harder for some people. You have to get kills in the Crucible, and you will lose progress if you die. The Damnation just wants you to go in a lost sector and kill an Acolyte that has a shield. Solid Light is earning medals in Crucible, doing Hive rituals, and collecting a bunch of stuff from Hive. Because what Bungie quest doesn't need you to complete collecting stuff? The final step is the Conversation, which I'll let you experience on your own. Just remember, shoot the hands or the guns. It's not a hard quest, but it is time consuming, and even if you're not a great PvP player, it's still achievable. Moving on to Mars. See, we need more planet intro music, I'm telling you. Alright, on Mars, we have the Sleeper Simulant, LUMINA, WORLDLINE 0, and the Catalyst, along with the Polaris Lance and its Catalyst. The Sleeper is a heavy linear fusion rifle that doesn't see much action out in the solar system, but it's hard hitting, I can promise you that. The quest can be picked up after completing the Warmind campaign, but I have heard rumors of people saying you don't need to do that in order to get the Sleeper or the Polaris Lance. I don't personally have these quests anymore, they're completed, so I cannot confirm that. That brings me to the next weapon, which is the Polaris Lance. It's a scout rifle that's actually really good, especially in PvP, but you don't see it much because scouts are in a really weird place right now. Both the Sleeper and Polaris are quests from Anna Bray, which involve doing escalation protocol, nodes, and some other activities with specific weapons. The Catalyst for the Polaris is part of the quest line from Anna Bray as well. Next is the Lumina. This hand cannon is another one of my favorites and is the complete opposite of the Thorn. It's more of a team player type of weapon, and the only part of it that has to be done on Mars is the Will of a Thousand strike. The quest starts off the same way as the Thorn, by finding the camp first. You then have to find a chest that changes locations every hour, create orbs, use the weapon they give you to complete activities with fire team members, and then do a Will of a Thousand strike and shoot crystals. Not too hard, right? The last weapon on Mars is the WORLDLINE 0. This sword became popular with all the speedrunners in the Destiny community. And by the way, all you speedrunners are amazing. I watch those videos. Unfortunately, it's been nerfed a bit when Bungie decided to change the sword mechanics. To get this sword, you have to find 45 latent memory fragments scattered around Mars by shooting the fragments based on the element it is. Purple is void, blue is arc, orange is solar, white is kinetic, and red is javelin. To get the catalyst for it, you need to hit escalation bosses in their crit spot every week. Yeah, it's weird, I know. Now we're moving over to IO. Starting off with the Whisper of the Worm and Catalyst, which I spoke about in a previous video, but I want to cover it again to be thorough. Whisper is a sniper that goes in the heavy slot, and it's an absolute unit. Originally, you had to wait for a specific public event to spawn, but now you can access it by opening the IO map and selecting the mission itself. Go Bungie. The mission isn't too hard and can be soloed, but if you can put a 3-man team together, it'll probably go a lot smoother. It's a jumping puzzle at the beginning, and then 3 rooms full of enemies that must be killed to progress. There is a 20-minute timer on it, and I recommend bringing all 3 elements if you can. The boss room has 3 taken beefcakes in it, which must... I typed beefcakes. They must be killed before the timer runs out. To get the catalyst, you must replay the mission on heroic difficulty several times and collect the chests. Moving on to the forges, which will be the IZANAGI'S Burden, the Monarque, the Jotun. These weapons are tied to the Black Armory and forges. Starting with the IZANAGI. I question this one because the 4th key requires you to go in the Leviathan, but it can be done solo, so it gets a pass. This weapon has seen better days, but the burst damage is outstanding. It's a great choice for Master Nightmare hunts and Grandmaster Nightfalls. The quest requires you to go see Ada 1 in the tower, but you won't get the quest until you complete a machine gun frame first. To pick up the keys for the quest, just complete the forges, and in between waves 1 and 2, shoot the 2 drones, and then collect the chest at the end. Now here's the part with the Leviathan. You need to go in the underbelly by pulling the levers fast and in a certain order, and then kill 24 watchers, which are baby turrets. Not turds, turrets. The order is 1, 5, 3, 2, 4, 6. Don't forget that. The Monarque is a bow that does void tick damage. I have seen people dominate Crucible with this thing, and it annoys the shit out of me because I suck with bows. The Jotun, well, it's the toaster. It's a fusion rifle that shoots out a tracking ball of flame. I don't really feel too much more needs to be said about it. Both the Jotun and the Monarque quest can be picked up from A to 1. Kill some enemies, forge 10 frames, and you have some exotics. Now moving over to the Menagerie, we have the bad Juju and its catalyst. It's a pulse rifle, and it's really good at clearing trash mobs. It buffs the recharge rate of your abilities. You can earn this weapon from the Tribute Hall once you've unlocked it by starting the Golden Hero quest. You need to place 18 tributes and do a dungeon-like activity that's easily soloable. Is that even a word? Soloable? To get the catalyst, you must place 45 tributes. Next on the list is the Truth. It's a rocket launcher that you will see a lot of in Gambit. It tracks aggressively and blows stuff up. It's a pretty straightforward quest. You complete a Menagerie run, talk to Petra, and complete an Ascendant challenge bounty. Find the pieces of the map while Ascendant, collect these orb thingies in the Warden Strike, and climb the platforms after beating the final boss. The last weapon on this list is the RUINOUS EFFIGY, which is still new, so I'm not going to explain how to get it because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. But it does require you to visit all 4 planets that are being vaulted, so make sure you pick it up. I apologize that I had to read this one off a script, but like I said, I didn't want to miss anything. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment, let me know your thoughts, like and subscribe, you know the spiel.